Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. So many of you all are aware that Trump said that he wants banks to start reducing interest rate to 10% on credit cards, right? Well, guess what? This here is a Navy federal credit card killer, okay? Or any credit card. This is one of the best credit cards in the market right now, okay? And the reason is not only because of the no fees, right? So it's not because of no balance transfer fees, no annual fees, no foreign transaction fees. That's not what it is. What it is that, you see that? 8.9 interest rate for the rest of the credit card loan. So you get approved for this credit card, okay? Your interest rate will never go above 8.9 for the life of it, all right? That's one of the best credit cards in the market. You're not going to find any credit card, and if you got a credit card that's better than that, put it in the comments. But you're not going to find a credit card better than that, all right? And so in terms of, this is why I tell people you may want to look at other credit unions other than Navy Federal. People always talk about Navy Federal. Yes, they are good for people with a bad credit score. However, this is where NASA really comes in and beat the bricks off of them, okay? Or beat the brakes off of them, so they say. It's because, one, when you join NASA, all right? How do you join NASA, all right? So you have the NASA Space Association, okay? The National Space Society, all right? That's how you join, all right? If you have bad credit, and I'm going to tell you a hack to help improve your credit score without authorized users. Even if you have maxed out credit cards, this is a hack that's going to still increase your credit score, even if you have maxed out credit cards. So I'm going to tell you about that. But let's talk about this here. So you join the National Space Society. When you have bad credit, I would tell you to get their secured loan, all right? The more internal accounts you have with any type of bank or institution, the easier it is for them willing to approve you when you don't have the best credit score, all right? That's the reason. Now, here's the thing about it. With NASA, they use Experian VantageScore. This is why this is going to be a game changer for a lot of people. See, with the VantageScore, like if you have evictions, medical records, okay, judgments on the credit file, your VantageScore does not count that against you, okay? So that's the reason why. Even like with your FICO 9 credit score, which is what Navy Federal would use, TransUnion FICO 9 for their credit cards and stuff like that. That in itself, with some judgments and stuff, they may calculate that against you. Not with the VantageScore model, all right? So that's the reason why I tell you that. Now, there's two hacks, all right? And the reason that you want to leverage these two hacks, because this is going to be so beneficial to you getting not only approved, but to be able to get higher limits, all right? So, reason that you want to do this is because with NASA, you get to double dip as well, all right? So that means that, and you possibly can triple dip. But here's the thing about it, what I mean, all right? You get approved for NASA credit card, okay? Life of the loan, 8.9, right? You get approved for that. Then you can still use that same inquiry, all right? And by the way, this is a soft pull pre-approval. So you do a soft pull pre-approval, so you won't get the hard pull on your credit. So that's another thing about this. So when you get approved for that, you can use that same inquiry to go after a loan or a line of credit. Now, up to $30,000, right? Now, the reason I tell people always go for the line of credit, because with the line of credit, you're not paying any interest on the money that you're not actually using. So if they give you $30,000, if it's sitting there, you're not paying any interest on it, right? So if you get the loan, you get $30,000, then you start making payments on it, okay? Because you're paying interest on it. So you only pay interest on what you actually use from that line of credit. So that's the reason why. Now, here's the hack that I would tell you. If you have maxed out credit cards, okay, and you trying to increase your credit score, what you want to do, look at your maxed out credit cards with the highest balance on them, all right? Then you want to call up the credit card company. You call them up and says, hey, I misplaced my credit card, okay? So what they're going to do, they're going to cancel that credit card. They're going to close that credit card out, all right? They're going to bring that to a zero balance and reissue you a new credit card, right? And so before that new balance show up on your credit file, your credit score is going to go up. All right. This is the reason why I say use the ones that with the highest limits that are maxed out, because this is going to give you the most points, because it's reducing your DTI, your debt to income ratio. If this is of any value to you, put a comment below. Let me know, and please share this video. All right. So that's one hack. The second hack, okay, is again when leveraging Credit Karma. When leveraging Credit Karma, going over and challenging the negative items on your TransUnion and Equifax. Now, granted, NASA Credit Union uses only Experian VantageScore. However, with Credit Karma, they give you your TransUnion and your Equifax, right? And you can log into Experian, go down to the help section, and you can do this as well. And you can challenge those negative items. And what's going to happen is those negative items are going to go into freeze mode and they'll stop reporting. So this here updates your Vantage scoring models first, okay? That's the reason I tell you your scoring models depend on which one is going to be affected the fastest. And usually it is your Vantage 3 and your Vantage 4, okay? And your trending scores. For those of you that may not know, you do have a trending score as well. Okay, so what ends up happening once those scores are updated, once those bureaus are updated for your Vantage scores or whatever, your credit score goes up. All right, you usually I always tell people it's be about 48 to 72 hours, okay, for this to happen. All right, but at the same time, once those Vantage scores go up, then again, I would apply for this. Now, this is non-geo restricted, meaning everybody can join this here credit union. Everybody, all right? Now, if you're in check systems or early warning systems, I would say to you, I would check there to make sure that I don't have a lot of inquiries in check systems or early warning systems. Now, here's something else that's a leverage, is that NASA Credit Union does not use the work number. Now, many of you are not even familiar with that. Well, let me tell you what the work number is, because this is going to change the game, because the work number is snitching on you. And so how the work number is snitching on you is that with some banks and credit unions, okay, and other lending institutions, they're starting to use the work number to verify your employment, your salary, okay, how long you've been at that job. So when you filling out that application and stuff like that, and they're saying there's no hard pull or stuff, if they have to reevaluate, sometimes if the information on the application is not matching up with those credit bureaus. Now, remember, I said this here is a soft pull, right? And the reason that it's a soft pull, because they're not going to do a hard pull. They just want to match up the information. Okay, so making sure that the information on the application is matching up with the information on the credit file. Now, here's the thing that most people miss. And the reason I tell you need to check your credit file to see if there's multiple names on the credit file. And then I'll tell you how that information gets there as well, but multiple address. So you want to make sure it has the same address you put on the application as your current address. Now, the reason that these other addresses show up is because of these institutions. They constantly doing soft pulls and stuff like that. All right. And so they may using third-party credit bureaus, and you pulling this here data. And so this here data will push down your recent address and pull up the old information, okay? And this can be counted against you to get denied, all right? So I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.